What is going on, everyone? This is Nick Saponaro back after being away because I was sick for your Live at 5 weekly Divi update. I'm really excited to be back. It was a really, really rough week, not going to lie. I actually ended up in the hospital and it was really rough. So I do not wish what happened to me on anyone, but I'm glad to be back. I'm still not really like 100% yet, but I'm back at work, and that's where I want to be. And I'm really glad that the team was just amazing while I was gone. Absolutely nothing fell off track. It's just really great to see that everyone on the team is really just gelled in and can operate autonomously and function without, you don't need a manager, all the time. So it's just really great to see that everything continued in my absence, including the Live at 5. And we thank Frisco for doing that last week for us. And I hope you guys enjoyed hanging out with him. But yeah, so I'm back. We are here for the update. Got some updates for you, some changes, some things that are going to be going on as we move into the holiday season. Next month we do have, we start to see Thanksgiving, Halloween is tomorrow. Happy Halloween, and of course then we go into Christmas, New Year's, and all that stuff. So we'll probably dial back the videos starting next month. I think next month I'm going to come on the 20th. A nice big update for you guys. A lot of that will have to do with the app and the release 1 beta. And we'll probably just do that monthly thing going through into the new year. And then we'll come back with the weekly videos once things settle down after the holidays. So just, setting expectations there. Today we have a normal show. I have some cool updates for you guys. So let's jump into that and let's look at the numbers. Okay, so I'm really happy to report that most of the Mochi issues have been resolved at this point. Pretty much everyone is back up online or coming back online. I know there's a couple hundred nodes out there that are still being worked on, but the team has been tirelessly working on getting everyone back to working order. We've updated a lot of the backend systems to accommodate for some of the changes that we experienced with DigitalOcean. And of course, we're continuing to spread those nodes across several different platforms and service providers to ensure that there's no downtime in the future. Let's take a look at how many nodes we actually have today. Current total is at 1372. Not bad. We were at, I think, close to 1700 before all the issues began, and we're slowly creeping back to that. I'm sure some people consolidated or went to staking or what have you. So we'll see some slippage there, but it's good to see that it's actually starting to come back up. If we look at the overview, yep, it's still looking good. We're back to that 50% plus allocation to masternodes, and it's looking better and looking back to normal. So glad to see that everything's back on track. Let's take a look at the wallet signups as well. So we broke the 14,000 marker. 14,321 people have signed up for this wallet. I want to talk about this for 1 second. So, the wallet is coming along really well. I have my hands on early versions pretty much every day, and we push beta basher updates every other week. So next week they'll get another big update. What I can say is it feels really good to use. Like when you go in and you want to send Ethereum or Divi or BTC or LTC to a friend, and you just go in, you select which asset you want to send, and then when you go in to select the recipient, all you do is search their name. It just feels like PayPal. It feels like Venmo. It doesn't feel like a crypto app at all. And you can send any asset without thinking about which asset, which address. Am I going to send it to the wrong address? It just feels really good and really natural and familiar. So I'm really happy to see that the user experience is coming together. We're working on some of the other features like Mochi and things like that. So the beta bash will get their hands on that, I think, next week. So just very, very exciting to see how it's like come together and how it feels real. So yeah, just wanted to quickly address that. We'll get more into the updates, of course, technologically in a moment. But before we do, let's take a look at the crypto market. So actually, obviously, crypto has been doing really well over the past couple of weeks. We saw BTC try to approach that 14,000. Unfortunately, it was tested and failed, and it's back in the 13.6 range. It's bouncing around. Very, very exciting though to see that it's starting to make those moves upward. I know that there's big, big sell walls across the big exchanges up in like the 15,000, 20,000 ranges. It's going to be a fight to get up to where it was, back in 2017. But I think once we break through some of these barriers, it's the sky is the limit. Of course, not a financial advisor. This is just my opinion, but I'm very bullish on Bitcoin as I always have been. Long term bullish. I'm not a day trader, so if you're holding Bitcoin, good for you. If you're not, you should definitely look into it. Moving on. We don't have live at 5, or I'm sorry, 5 after 5 today because Jeff is actually in Puerto Rico right now. He's quarantined and he's getting his COVID test so that he can interact socially in Puerto Rico. It's part of the law there. When you fly in from another country, you have to get tested, of course. So he's there with the new or forthcoming CEO of Lightning Works. They're going to be going to a bunch of parties and social or networking events and things like that, spreading the word about Divi. Jeff's actually giving this amazing presentation on staking at, I think, Crypto Mondays down in Puerto Rico. I could be wrong about that. Don't quote me on it. But yeah, very exciting. Every time he goes to Puerto Rico, he comes back with some amazing business development opportunity. And he'll be there for like 3 weeks this time. So I'm very excited to see what he does and what he comes back with. And we're all wishing him the best as he does his thing down there. Of course, as I said, we won't see Jeff here today on the stream. Hopefully, he'll be able to make it on for next month. But for now, we got to let him finish settling in down there in Puerto Rico. So moving forward, I guess that leads us into projects and ventures, right? So you may have seen a Divi desktop update come through today, an auto update if you're running the Divi desktop wallet. Definitely download that. It's version 1.7.2. Addresses some issues with displaying the price from the different aggregators, price aggregators. That's all fixed. But most excitingly, I think, is the fact that the primer is back. Primer is basically a bootstrap file that allows you to quickly sync your node. If you ever have to sync from scratch, it takes a long time, especially when you get up into those 900,000 million bucks range. The primer basically negates a huge chunk of that initial sync, and that is now back, fixed, and working. We've made some improvements to Mochi, of course, as I said in the beginning of the video. There's some UX fixes, display fixes, and optimizations on the back end that are not as exciting, but will make the experience a little bit better. So as always, if you are running Divi Desktop, go ahead and auto update that. If you're not, or if you want to update manually, go to our website or go to our verified GitHub and download the official version. It's version 1.7.2. As far as the app is concerned, now I talked a little bit about what I'm seeing right now and what is actually finished. The team is moving ahead really, really efficiently, and we're starting to look at security audits and things like that. So we're getting very close to that release 1 beta. If you don't know about the release 1 beta, it's basically a small subset of users, close friends and family, influencers, other people within the space who understand technology and understand early stage applications so that they can get their hands on it, give us feedback, test things out, and ultimately lead us into releasing the app to the wider audience. I'm really encouraged because we're right on track, maybe even a little bit early right now. We're still on track for next month, and I'll have a very big update about that in the November 20th video for you guys. For those that maybe are new to Divi or just learning about Divi, I want to talk just quickly about why we're building this app and what it really means. When you look at the state of the industry, we're starting to mature as an industry. you see that there are a lot of course, newcomers to the space building things that are better than the legacy software, whether that be legacy banking or even older crypto software. But you still see a lot of fragmentation across the industry. Divi's philosophy and Divi's goal is to consolidate the value chain and defragment all of the services and offerings that exist throughout the space while creating a better user experience overall. So you end up with an application that feels like something you've used before, like a Venmo or PayPal or Cash App, but you have all of the benefits of decentralized, non custodial crypto wallet and all the fiat features. Now, in release one beta, of course, the fiat features won't be there yet. It'll be primarily focused on crypto. We'll have BTC, LTC, ETH, and Divi right there in your wallet at launch. You'll be able to send to your friends and family with their phone number, username, whatever they choose to set up. You can still, of course, use an address if you want to stay anonymous. No KYC required for those features. As we build into the new year and we start releasing all of the fiat features like the fiat on ramp, the exchange, and those types of things, and eventually, of course, release the Divi debit card, you'll see that we are building an ecosystem that allows you to stay within itself. It's a closed loop. So you don't have to go and get another wallet, and you don't have to worry about your friend not being compatible with you, because they're just going to use the Divi wallet too, and everybody's going to be completely synced and compatible. And it's just a beautiful user experience. And I'm starting to see how it's all come together in our testing, and it really, really will matter as we move out of the initial, launch and development phase and into trying to generate actual critical mass of users. Mass adoption won't come unless we adapt to the lifestyles of the individuals that are using the technology already. If you have to force people to adopt something, you're not building something useful. You have to build something that is useful, that adapts to them. So I like to say we're really focused on mass adaptation more so than mass adoption. So anyway, I just wanted to quickly recap on that philosophy, because sometimes, we get so close to projects or so much time has passed that you kind of lose sight of things. So just want to throw that out there because it's something that I've been thinking about quite a bit recently. So that's pretty much everything for the projects and ventures update right now. I'll save some of the juicier, nitty gritty things for next month's update. I guess for now we can go into AMA. Is it AMA time? Now, you guys can probably tell I'm pretty tired. They have me on this medicine right now that gives me really bad insomnia. So I end up staying up like super late. Not purposefully. I just literally can't sleep. So my sleep schedule is a little off, but I want to be able to answer any questions that you guys do have right now. I'll try to answer as many as I can. I'm going to try to keep it somewhat short, just to preserve my own mental integrity. But I'd love to answer any questions that you guys have. Make sure you throw them in the comments section, and we'll throw them up on the screen. Great. So Han Studio, what can we expect on Divi 2.0 besides the simple user experience? So yeah, that's kind of what I just went into during the projects and ventures update, going into some of the philosophy. Now, obviously, at launch, you're going to have the best world-class user experience that a crypto wallet can offer. And that's just the basic fundamental first step. Once that's out, we start to roll out some of the fiat features, like the fiat on-ramp that allows you to purchase cryptocurrency with your credit or debit card or bank account. Of course, we'll launch fiat features that allow you to actually remit fiat between each individual party, each individual counterparty within the app. We'll have an exchange functionality, that will come out that allow you to exchange your crypto. And ultimately, we'll come out with the Divi debit card that allows you to spend your crypto or fiat in the real world. The beautiful thing is this is all sort of tied together with our fintech operation that gives us the banking license and allows us to do things like issue an IBAN account. And this is something that no other crypto wallet really has or has done or is doing, just because it is fundamentally more difficult to pursue it this way, but it is fundamentally more secure because we will always have ownership over the entity that we are partnered with. And this allows us to pass KYC data, which is of course required if you're doing anything with fiat remission in pretty much every country. we can pass that data securely between each entity. So whether that's the exchange or the fiat on ramp or even the debit card, you don't have to continuously re KYC, and it continues that philosophy of being a closed loop ecosystem. This is really just the cornerstone of what Divi is trying to build, right? So we're building this, unique, one of a kind user experience that allows you to access crypto and fiat digital technologies. But then from there, the sky's the limit, right? So you have this app that can be downloaded anywhere, used anywhere in the world. It's borderless and whatever. So what do you build from there? Literally anything. Any financial application can be built. We can even start to look at some of the cross-chain interoperability software and things like that. I mean, it's really just, like I said, the crux of what we are building. So everything builds from there. And I'm really excited to see what happens once the full scope of the app is finally out. With the mobile wallet, am I going to be able to have the wallet staking on my home machine, simultaneously be able to send from the same wallet on mobile? Yeah, so the cool thing about the way we're building everything is that it's all account based and continues to stay decentralized. So you always own your keys, but you can easily recover your mobile wallet, let's say, to your desktop wallet just by logging in, entering your PIN, and making sure that you go through the two-factor authentication step. So yeah, you can literally have it works much like a regular account that you would have online, rather than having to have full nodes running everywhere, which of course you can still do. We have built a custom light client that allows you to basically have your wallet everywhere on the go, and of course on your home computer too. Mobile wallets coming out in any order, Android than iOS, either or any company easier to work with than another. They're being developed in tandem, in parallel. We're using a framework called React Native, which allows for an agnostic development code base. And they're working well on both. We're testing on both. And we're about to sign a QA firm that will test across like 12 or 15 different Android devices and softwares. So we'll make sure that it does work on as many Android phones as it possibly can before it launches. And of course, iOS is just iOS. We're doing a lot of testing there as well. But yeah, it'll come out on both pretty much the same time. Of course, you have to go through the process of putting it on the App Store and everything. So it may not be like the same day, but they'll be submitted at the same time. Do the team consider node owners as early testers too? Yeah, so we're kind of still figuring out how we're going to, let people in to the early stages of the beta, whether it be like a lottery or just like minimal drops of like 10 at a time on Telegram or something like that. But if you have been around for a long time, make sure that that's known to us, and we'll definitely take that into consideration as we get closer to allowing the general public to test. Nick, hey man, I'm really happy to hear that you beat or you're cancer free. I know Divi Ninja and I we talked offline on Discord a little bit. We kind of got sick at the same time. Of course, his is much more serious than mine ever will be, and I really applaud your toughness, man. So congratulations on being cancer free. Screw cancer, and awesome. Glad to have you back with us on the front lines. Okay, so it's probably about all we got for today as far as the AMA is concerned. I want to thank you guys so much for coming out every single week, hanging out with us at Divi Live at 5. I'm looking forward to regaining 100% of my strength so I can come back with a lot more energy next month, November 20th. Don't forget, we will be here with that major update right before we go into the US Thanksgiving. I'm really excited that things are moving along so well. I'm really excited that the community continues to grow, that the team is really strong right now. And there's just a lot of bright things in the future. So thank you guys once again. As you guys know, if you want to find us online, all you have to do is search at Divi Project on all social media accounts. If you have questions, come hit us up on Telegram. We're always there to answer 24/7 support. Please do not hesitate to reach out. As always, I can't thank you enough, and I will see you guys next time.